Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. This is your host Big Black 420i. Today we are doing another review, and this time this review is a little unusual for me because this is something that's quite large and that's something I would generally cover, but it looks so darn cool I had to do it. This mod is a CT660XL. Alright, and honestly, I gotta admit, I like the way it looks. I like how beefy it is. But to be honest with you, I've never seen this truck before. Ever. I don't know if this is a concept truck or if somebody took an army vehicle and turned it into an 18-wheeler. I'm not sure. Because, I mean, it does look like, who knows, it looks like maybe something that could be used for the military or something. I mean, look at the size of the wheels on this thing. I mean, this thing is huge. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if we can get an inside look of it. Alright, nope, I can't really get an inside. Oh, there we go. We got a little something over here. Oh, I was about to say, I was about to be like, oh, the whole suspension moves. But, alright, the suspension may not move in here, but you know what? I gotta love the detail. Because if you notice, I don't know if you can see from here, but you got your leaf springs. All right, that's one thing. The leaf springs are very distinctive. You got your bolts holding the leaf springs in place. You know, it looks pretty realistic down there. I likes that. Not alone that, but if you notice, there's a tie rod down there too. Now the tie rod is set up straight, you know, because that's basically where the truck is going to be going. But even though it doesn't move, I like the detail of that tie rod. Now, I wish I could see farther in there. Maybe I'll probably need more light. But I wonder if there's a steering box in there, like an actual drawn-out steering box. One thing I've also noticed is that when you got your leaf springs, you can actually see the bolts and the actual real-life brackets that would be there to hold those leaf springs in place, and you can see them there on both sides. Already I'm liking this mod because it's got a lot of detail on it. Alright, a lot of detail. And you know, y'all all know me. I'm a man who loves the detail. Alright, now before we start getting into the lights, I wanted to get into a couple of other things I had saw and noticed. Alright, let's look at some of the inner workings of this rig. Now, I wish I can get a closer view into this, but if you notice, you got some specialty metal lines inside here. You know what I'm saying? You know, you got those lines, you got at least 4 what looks like air tanks. 4 air tanks. I'm sorry, 8 air tanks. Yeah, you got 4. It looks like you got like wow. If those are air tanks, that's like 2 tanks a wheel. I mean, this truck is really that big? Jeez. Look at now when I get closer up at least at the back, look at the detail that's back here. Alright, you can still see the bolts. You know what I'm saying? That holds on the suspension. You can still see things in place. Look at the stabilizer bar right there in the middle between the 2 tanks here. You can see how they hook up to the frame. All right, total of 6 bolts. All the detail is there. Honestly, I think this is one of the most detailed mods that I've seen. All right, look at the rear end in the differential area. You also got your bolts in there. You know what I'm saying? You got your stabilizer bar, a real life setup stabilizer bar. Like, I recognize that bar in some trucks. I mean, it's all there. You You know, I kind of wish I was able to get like a better look because I want to see what other details this truck has. Oh my gosh, I just spotted it. For the air brakes, I don't know the actual name for these, but the piece where the large spring sits in that pushes the S cam, that's in there. All right, that piece is in there. So that's the piece with the brake cylinder piece. I'd see for a person like myself to be in the trucks like I am, I should already know the names of a lot of these parts, and I feel bad that I don't. But you know what I'm talking about. You see the two little red lines in there, right up on the side. All right, right where the brakes are. Like you can actually see the actual full set of the brakes. I am loving it. All right. I mean, this is a very detailed mod. One thing I can say though. Oh, look at that. You got the leaf springs in the back. You got the bolts. That's beautiful. But the one thing I can say though is that having a truck this big and having wheels that large, I'm surprised there isn't a bigger drive shaft in here. And there's a whole lot of truck for so little drive shaft. You know what I'm saying? But hey, it's still all good. You know what I'm saying? I mean, look at the airlines over here on the side. All right, I don't know what the inner one is. No, I'm sorry, that's part of the exhaust. Oh, all right, so that's the muffler down there. All right. So you got your airlines down here too, you know, on the sides. Oh man, you got your two fuel tanks here. Yes, this is one of the most detailed mods that I have seen. All right, kudos to the designer of this rig. But you know what? Let's check out the lights. Let's see how everything sounds when it starts up and all that. So, on to the next test. How does she sound? Nice. Realistical sound when it starts up. I like that. Alright, the engine sounds like it's got something to it. Now, to my knowledge, hopefully I'm not reading this wrong, this engine is supposed to have a 530 horsepower engine at 2,660 and at 2,650 foot-pounds of torque. Hopefully I'm not reading that wrong. But you know that I'm liking the truck so far. Let's check out the lights. How did these work? Oh, all right. So the mirrors light up. Okay. All right. So those must be the headlights and fog lamps. All right. Let's see what the high beams look like. All right. I'm a little curious. I don't know if the headlights are set up backwards or not, but I was kind of expecting them to be being in the other direction. But that's all right. I can go for that. The other thing that I'm a little curious about is that the lights, generally when you turn on headlights, they generally tend to blind a person when you turn them on. But I don't really see too much brightness inside these lights. You know what I'm saying? They kind of look like they're like parking lights or something. But let's keep going inside the checkup here. You see what our signal lights look like. Huh. Alright. So the lights aren't really bright at all on the truck. I mean, they are working, but they're not bright at all. I think this is a section of the light mod that might be missing off this truck. Alright. Let's check out the box. Alright, we got our working parking lights, and we got working tail lights. Alright, that's correct. Alright, let's check out the reverse. Alright. That all works and checks out. All the lights work on the back of the truck. It looks like these aren't LEDs. It looks like they're a bulb setup. Alright. I wonder just how much detail he's got in the suspension. With the brakes moving. I'm sorry, there's so much detail inside this truck, I had to look and find out for myself. To see if anything moves, I hit the brakes. Alright, well, I guess there isn't that much detail in there. But I tell you, there's so much detail inside this truck, I had to find out. You know, I'm also curious to know how this thing works with a load. Let's see what's near us to see if there's anything available before I decide to take off. Oh yes, of course. I had to pick that one. All right. I mean, it seemed tall, and it seems something that may be more appropriate. I'm just curious to know how this thing is really going to work. But we've already gotten past the cosmetics. Let's see how it drives. I tell you, I'm liking the big wheels on this truck. It's not something that I'm used to. I think that's probably the reason why I like it so much. Looks like one monstrous truck. I swear I seen this thing as an army vehicle at one point, or it has army vehicle characteristics. I tell you, I swear I seen that front end on an army vehicle, on some type of RV. Let me just flow through them. Interesting. Well, it seems to be slightly longer than that Kenworth. Sorry, Mustang. Let's see what the jake brake sounds like. Really? Let's do that again. You know, that doesn't sound like a jake brake. That sounds like an exhaust brake. But to be honest with you, I've actually heard some jake brakes sound like that, and that sounds actually quite lovely, to be honest with you. I like the way that sounds. I don't know if I can go here, but I'm just going to try it anyway to see what happens. Alright, so I was right. Happy green. Now I'm going to try and... Now I'm shifting now with the jake now, but I'm floating through my gears with the jake brake. Or with its jake brake. I tell you, I mean, I might keep this truck because I'm planning on getting some mod upgrades as well. Some off-road terrain type mod stuff that this game is supposed to have, or some ones that we're supposed to be sampling, I guess. You know what? This might be the perfect truck to use. But let's see how it handles the load first, or if it's too tall to grab one. Because that is one thing I want to know, because it seems kind of tall. So I want to know if it will actually handle a load. Now clearly I'm going to have to change my view here. Ah, I see 2 steering wheels inside the cabin. Let's get a closer look at that. Oh, alright. There's a stationary steering wheel inside this truck, but it's a whole nother separate wheel the driver is using. I don't necessarily like that too much, but at least you can see the actual steering wheel of the truck in its detail. So at least that's one thing I can say about it. Not only that, the interior view seems to be fully in detail. Alright. Wow, this is one big truck. Wow, it seems to line up, kinda. Hold on. Alright, looks like I'm having trouble hooking up to a trailer. Let's line up and try this again. See, because this truck is tall, I want to make sure I'm directly in the center just in case it was designed to do that because of its height. To go inside directly in the center. Well, I'm having trouble getting past the frame. Alright, I guess a little bit of muscle works. Before I hook up to it though, one thing I gotta point out is that this trailer is literally sitting exactly where it's supposed to be, like a real truck. Let's see what happens when I connect it. Okay, now it's no longer sitting directly on, it's now sitting higher. I don't know if I like that too much. I don't know. Alright, now, overall, the trailer will work. So far, it seems like it's working and stuff, and the trailer sits a little high, but so far it seems like it'll work. Let's see how she pulls. Why, thank you, traffic. See, in this view, I can't tell if I'm going to clear him or not. Oh, all right. gotta say, it's pulling the trailer the way it's supposed to. Pixel rate don't seem to be affected. As a matter of fact, it seems to be running actually smooth. A lot smoother than most mods actually so far. But the test drive is still young. Dang, I gotta stay in my lane. Oops. I noticed I got some property up here, and since this is a new profile, I think I'm just gonna buy the property real quick. I'm not gonna do anything special with it. I'm just gonna pick it up so I actually have a space to locate to. Yeah, you like how I did that, huh? I figured while I was here, I might as well pick it up. Plus, I get to see that truck in a nice little pose. Nice. All right. Now we can continue with our trip. With the big cat. I tell you though, the truck turns pretty quick. Turns pretty tight. But then again, it is a short truck. It's not a long one. Son told me I was going to have that red light. Part of me so badly wanted to gun it. I tell you, I so badly wanted to gun it. But I couldn't. I didn't. I wanted to, but I didn't. Oh, I gotta turn right. I was about to mess on up. Floating through my gears with the jake brake activated. I tell you though, I'm liking this mod. You know, I thought I was going to get on the highway, but something tells me I'm not going to get on the highway. So I'm going to switch views here and see how this works. Alright, now I got to do something. Because now I feel like I'm too far up in my seat. All right. Go a little that way. And I guess maybe we can lift it up a hair. Wow, I like that you can see all the detail in the mirror. A lot of trucks don't come with that detail. I like that. You know what? forgive me here. I'm trying to see what this would also look like on a different view. Let's keep it low like that. Now, I know the truck may look a little lopsided because I got it closer to the window, but that's also because I also want my mirror at the same time. Nice. Okay, it looks like I better hurry up. I've got that late music. Let's see what this truck can do with the load. You know, I tell you, I'm not used to seeing that gauge. If you notice in the middle, in the center console, there is there's 3 gauges. Look at the last one on the right, that yellow and red one. I'm pushing it as hard as I can right now, to be honest with you, because I'm late. Let's see now. I'm hitting by like 54 miles an hour, and I'm like pushing it. Let's see how much weight I'm hauling. I am hauling 41,000 pounds. All right, 41,500 exactly. That's exactly how much weight that I'm hauling. Now I did hit 62, 63. All right, so it is starting to climb up a little bit. Now I will say though, this truck doesn't really come with too many mods. You know what I'm saying? Too many options. Basically, what you see on the truck, when I had everything all set up, was basically everything that it has. You know, so it doesn't really have much of anything else. I didn't realize I was going to be so late when I decided to haul this load. Yeah, I know. I probably needed my rearview mirrors for that clean sheet, right? I know. I tell you, I do overall like the truck. I just wish I could use the truck's mirrors as I'm centered in the truck, because being off to the side is a little bit throwing off my my angle with this rig. Yeah, you probably thought it was going to hit him, didn't you? Yeah, that's right. I did it. I did it. I admit it. I ran that light, and I did like it was my wicked stepchild. Okay, different transmission than what I'm used to, which is why I shift it like that. Now, I really can't see, so I'm gonna have to move up a little bit. Like, I'm just gonna have to stick my big toe in the water here. Find out if it's cold. Oh, don't hit me. Now, he just made that turn like with no regard. He's gonna hit me in the crazy butt microchip. Well, you know what I wanted to say, but you know, use your imagination. Okay, where did they have me dropping this off? Ah, they got me dropping it off right there. Do I really want to do that? Do I really want to try to park it in there like that with this vehicle? Well, I went too far back now, so let's see if I can pull it off without hitting anything. Oops. Okay, that's still not what I was trying to do. No, not that neither. Alright. Alright. Let's see if I can pull this off. See, I would have probably had it on one shot if I had turned a little bit sooner, but I didn't, and therefore I didn't get it. But the truck turns pretty tight. I gotta admit, see, I'm not used to short trucks, but they do come in handy when you gotta do things tight. If you know what I'm saying, if you're used to them, you do all right. If you're not used to them, you actually might do a little worse, but it's all about the driver. All right. That load has been completed. Well, everyone, you know what that means. When the loads are done, it means that's the end of our video. But if you like what you saw, hit the likes, and please subscribe. Leave your comments. I would like to know what you thought about the video, or what you think I made or could have done different, because it's all about what y'all like to see, and that's how I like to do it. So with that being said, this is your host, Big Black 420i. Till next time, happy trucking.